everyone, it's Debbie Quinones, and tonight I'm going to share an instructional video that's all about plagiarism. So tonight's agenda regarding plagiarism, we'll go over what is to plagiarize, how to avoid plagiarizing. I'll share a demonstration of plagiarism, excuses that do not work, and finally, consequences for plagiarism at the University of the Incarnate Word. So what is to plagiarize? To plagiarize is to be unoriginal. To be unoriginal without uniqueness and without an original voice. To be one who tries to replicate the works of others and claim them as their own. So my illustration is that of leaves on trees in a forest. And no one leaf is exactly like the other. And so it's very important that as writers that they are original and that their voice is unique to themselves. And so what is to plagiarize when writing? Writing is like a thumbprint. It's original to the writer. And sure, writers will gather their ideas and their information, theories from other sources, and there's nothing wrong with that. Writers should formulate and personalize an understanding through writing. So to plagiarize means to avoid giving credit to the sources that help the writer formalize the new personalized understanding through writing. So to plagiarize means to avoid formulating a new personalized understanding and instead replicate someone else's understanding and claim it as their own. There are many ways to avoid plagiarism. There's a lot of online plagiarism checkers such as Grammarly, plagiarismcheck.org, and Turnitin. There are also some different websites such as Purdue OWL, Writing Lab, and then, of course, you can always refer to hardback, good standard AP manuals. So how to avoid plagiarism is also, it's important that you dig within yourself, that the writer digs inside themselves and respects the Institute of Education. Since writing, particularly at the university and academia level, is about really learning, it's important for there to be an intrinsic value and a respect for the Institute of Learning and Education. It's important that the writer as well respects themselves as a student and as a scholar. It's important that the writer reference the rules of proper citation and rely on some of the sources that I've listed today, such as books, programs, and even the experts at the institution. So here's a demonstration of plagiarism. Copy and paste, and presto, not so fasto. So that is the practice that we should never apply. So here's a demonstration. This is a side-by-side display of style for plagiarism. Looking at two examples in the recent 2016 speech by Melania Trump, and also looking at Michelle Obama's 2008 speech. So Melania Trump was criticized greatly for plagiarizing Michelle Obama's speech. And so what you see in blue, highlights, is word for word text reformatted to match specific lines. You can see on the left the words of Melania Trump in 2016, and the words on the right are Michelle Obama's 2008 words. You can also see in yellow that these are trivial changes, but they're still very close in ideas. And again, Melania's problem here is that she did not cite her source. She claimed this work as her own. And this is the fallacy, the number one problem when people commit plagiarism. So excuses that do not work. Because the writer is a scholar, they're expected to know. So therefore the responsibility and that makes them responsible, in essence, to know what is and what is not plagiarism. So excuses that are often heard are things such as, oops, I just didn't know, or I forgot, or I didn't mean to do it. Or perhaps someone may say, wait, did I turn in my draft? And the truth of the matter is that as scholars, we are expected to know. And if we don't know, we should refer to those different sources that would help us. Every institution has a writing lab. University of the Incarnate Word has a writing lab, and they have online videos that would help a writer, even a novice writer, know what is plagiarism and how to cite sources. So consequences for plagiarism at the University of the Incarnate Word. According to the Student Handbook for Academic Dishonesty, it states that plagiarism, that a student should refer to the professor's syllabi in order to understand the professor's expectation of what is and what is not, what constitutes plagiarism, and the expectation that's placed upon the student by the professor. Students who commit plagiarism may result in an F on the assignment, that may result in an F in the course, and it may be reported to the university's academic review board. And finally, the student may be dismissed from the university altogether. So, in closing, I've shared with you what constitutes plagiarism, how to avoid plagiarism, a demonstration of plagiarism, sources and resources that are available to avoid plagiarism, and the consequences for plagiarism at the University of the Incarnate Word. Here are my references. Thank you so much and have a great evening.